What is up, you guys? Welcome back to Spree. Today we are gonna have some fun here in our area. We've got our base and our storage room. We've got a planned out village and a lot of mess everywhere. And the house tower. Today I just kind of want to tidy this area and get a game plan for how I want to decorate it, because it doesn't feel very lived in. It kind of feels like still early Minecraft-y. So I want to do some more work around this area. I also still need to clean up from the last video that I did. I have not unpacked. But we will do that off camera because that is not very interesting. First, let's add a house tower because that sounds fun. I think that this house might be my favorite on the house tower so far. Also, I love how tall it's getting. I hope it reaches the clouds. Let's take a closer look. So we have a living roof, and you get up on the balcony from the other house. The walls are made of a gradient from oak flakes to beehives to yellow concrete with a little bit of honeycomb in there. And inside we've just got some good paintings and a little hole so that the bees can get out and get flowers. And a simple interior, a bed, a dresser, and a desk. And also a little open window. So that is the house on the house tower. Now we are going to move not far from the house tower, but back to the ground. I want to give this a proper area around it. I might cover this ravine and this cave, and I think I'm going to do some circular flower beds. So I'm going to flatten out some of the terraforming and we're going to get to work. Okay, here it is, all terraformed all the way around, and I dug out an area in the middle here to add some stone before I add some flower beds around. Ignore the mob sounds, I'll light it up eventually. So this is kind of our palette. We've got stone, andesite, gravel, and coarse dirt. We are going to kind of work our way backwards. So we might have coarse dirt here, and some more in here. Like this. And we're gonna mix in gravel. And andesite. All the way until we get to stone. Like so. And that's going to be kind of our gradient into what's around the house tower, and then we'll have the flower beds out here. So I'm going to fill in the rest of this, and then I'll show you guys how it's looking. Here we have it. All four sides of the pathway are complete, and I even mapped out the first flower bed to get the shape down, and then I was going to show you guys how I did this shape. So firstly, you'll dig out 3 blocks, and then 1 off to the side, not 2. There. Then it goes 3 more here, 2 here, and then 1 there, 1 there, and then kind of repeats the opposite way. So 2, 3, 1, and then 3. Is how that goes. On the outside, it goes 1, just like the other side, and then it has 4, and then it has 3, and then it has 2, 2 more, and then it switches and goes this way and does 2, 2, 3, And then I fill in single ones facing up and the rest of them facing sideways. Then I take my leaves and just go on top of all the frog lights. And there you have it, a flower bed. Then you just have to add your flowers. I'm gonna build the other two, and then I will catch you guys up and we'll decide what we're gonna put in the flower beds, because I'm torn right now between coral, and some other ones like torch flowers or nether plants or too tall flowers like the lilacs. But for now, I'm gonna build the other two flower beds and then we'll decide. I finished all the flower beds and even added some smaller ones, and I've laid out all the options for the flower beds to be filled with, and I have decided that I cannot decide. So I'm going to use a lot of them. I think these bigger ones are mainly going to be filled with the coral, with the blue warped wood underneath to keep it alive, and then maybe some tall flowers at the back of that. And then in these little side ones, I might do some with the flowers and then some with the warped nether plants. So I'm going to do that, and then I'll show you guys how it looks.
Here we have it. This is what we went with. We went with blue for these outside beds. The inside beds are a mixture of coral fans, and too tall flowers in these colors all the way around. And we've also got little bushes that some are flowering, some are not, and we've got little torch flowers next to them. And then obviously in the center you have the house tower. I'm very happy with how this little area turned out. The flower beds are inspired by Good Times with Scar. If by some chance you don't know him, he plays on the Hermitcraft server and makes YouTube videos, and he's made some pretty cool flower beds, and so I took inspiration from his. I do like the 4 paths coming out. I don't have anything in this direction or that direction yet, but I could see how this path would lead to like my base, and then that path will lead to the village whenever we build that. Next, I think I might just do some tidying. I might just get rid of stuff that I don't really use and put some of these farms like underground or stuff like that. That way, it just starts looking a little more cleaned up.
Well guys, if I'm being honest with you, it has been a solid 2.5 months since I last recorded on this video. Yeah, I've been really busy. If you've seen any of my community posts, I got a new job in real life, so that's been taking more of my time. I've gone out of town once, and then I got sick when I went out of town, but you're never gonna guess what I got. I got the chicken pox. I haven't ever had the chicken pox, and hopefully I don't think it's one you ever get twice. So it's not been fun, but it has given me a chance and excuse to record, because you don't feel terrible the whole time you have it, just kind of the first couple days. So I'm gonna try to remember where exactly I was and what I was doing when I left, and hopefully keep making some progress. I believe when I last left, I had just finished doing some basic tidy up. So as you can see, I got rid of my melon and pumpkin farm, all of the farms and things that were over here, besides a few fence posts I need to still get rid of, and everything in this area. Now, I've got a few more ideas of what I would like to do in this area this episode, and they're all kind of cosmetic and terraformy. So we're just gonna do a few more projects and just have some fun. The first one I want to tackle is actually the nether portal. I want to keep it down here because I already have my nether portals kind of built around my portal being there. So I don't want to move it up here to the top of this hill, but I do want to get some stone. Because the idea that I have for this portal is ore blocks. So I don't know if I have any ore blocks in here. Yeah, ore blocks. So I want to get like probably some red concrete and glass and stuff and mix in some lights. And I could do some redstone ones, and then in front of my portal I want to have one that's like a purple ore, which is not really a thing, but it's going to be nether ore, I guess. So that's kind of the idea and inspiration for it. I just need to gather up a couple blocks and we will get to work. Okay, I had to cut the entire next part of this video because the audio completely messed up. It was like all echoey. Here's a little portion to listen to.
Building.
So I picked four colors. I did red, yellow, and green. So green. I guess so. Red. Yeah, nobody wants to listen to that. Here's the finished portal. I added 5 blocks of ore in the end. Redstone, gold, diamond, emerald, and then the ender portal one. You get into the ender portal through the back, and I also added this pickaxe, which looks weird from every angle. It kind of looks broken, except for from this side. It looks normal. I don't know why that is exactly, but I'm gonna leave it because I do actually really like it. And then I just put some dirt around the base so that it stands out from the green better. So I really hope you guys like it, and let me know what you think in the comments. Okay, so now that we've got our nether portal and the house tower situated, our next project for this episode is going to be this river, and it might be our last project for this episode because it's a pretty big one. So as we fly by, this is our river. I would like it to split here and then have a little island in the middle. And then we're going to decorate the river probably up till about this point. That means I've also got to terraform this area real quick. Fix up some of this. And yeah, probably deepen this part of the river as well. So I guess I'm going to do that. And then I will show you guys how we're going to terraform the water around here. Okay, here are the blocks that I picked to decorate the river. Those are some of the decoration blocks. And then some darker ones back here too. And obviously the lights. So I don't think we're going to do the whole river. I did terraform a lot of it. So now I know where it will go. But today, I think I just want to focus on around this island, right here in the middle, and just kind of give you guys a little sampling, and then probably in a future episode, we'll come back and finish the rest of the river right here in front, just because it is a very big river, and I'm sure this video is already dragged on far too long. So yeah, I'm going to build this out, and we are going to show you how it looks, and then wrap up the video. Welcome back. Let me show you what I've been up to. This is the river portion that I've done. Underneath the water, it's very colorful, very chaotic. I need to trim down some of the kelp. But yeah, we've got a good mix of blocks, some random ones. We've got warped, amethyst, coral, glazed terracotta, just some random blocks, but I kind of like how it looks. And around the edges, I don't know if you can tell, we've got some little sandy areas that are kind of like little beach areas. We've got some muddy areas that are more rocky. And I also built a couple little trees. From the air, it looks pretty good. A little bit busy in the river, so I'm not sure. You'll have to let me know what you guys think. I'm not going to change it. It is what it is, but I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. If you're a returning viewer, I'm very sorry for the 3-month gap between videos. If you're a new viewer, you should consider subscribing, because I'm going to try not to let it be another 3 months before I upload. No promises, but I'm going to do my best. And we're super close to 100 subscribers. We're only like 20 subscribers away. So if you're a new viewer and you've watched this far into the video, I guess you've probably enjoyed it. So it's just something to think about. But anyways, I really hope you guys will stick around and continue to watch. The next video on my channel is going to be the second to last episode of the miniseries, where we're going to be fighting the dragon, and we're also going to be coming back to this world, and we've got lots of projects. A village, a river, a waterfall, potentially, and a bunch of other fun stuff. So, leave any ideas you have down in the comments, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!